Why is Chief Dalindyebo saying King Buyelekhaya Dalindyebo has embarrassed the AbaThembu kingdom? Why has Contralesa defended its call for a senior chief to serve King Dalindyebo's 12-year prison sentence? How has King Dalindyebo's brushes with the law impacted the reputation of the AbaThembu royal house? And is King Dalindyebo's son Azenathi ready to become the next AbaThembu king? What time is it? It's question time. Hello and welcome to the show. My name is Mpho Tsedu. Last week, AbaThembu King Buyelekhaya Dalindyebo was sentenced to 12 years in prison for assault, arson, kidnapping and defeating the ends of justice. The ruling was made after the Supreme Court of Appeal declined his appeal of a case relating to events that took place between 1995 and 1996. Meanwhile, King Dalindyebo's matter has been taken to the Constitutional Court, and he has identified his son, Azenathi, as his successor in the event of him losing the appeal. A reminder that this is a live program, and therefore you can call us and air your views on the matter. The numbers to dial is 089-110-4210. If you're outside the borders, 002789-110-4210. Our Twitter handle is @QuestionTime24. My guest today, Tammy Dixon, is SABC News Editor in the Eastern Cape. He joins us here in studio. And from our Polokwane studios, Hoshis Tamrautovejane is the Contralesa President. And in our Pretoria studio, we're joined by Chief Dalindyebo King AbaThembu Kingdom spokesperson. And we had expected to confirm that perhaps Chief Mfundo Mtikhaga, who is also the King's spokesperson, could be joining us, but we'll confirm that with time. Gentlemen, let me welcome you to Question Time today.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Yes. Now, Tammy, you are in the province.
Right.
King Dalindyebo, to a lot of people, is the king who is known to smoke weed. He has now been sentenced. He's the DA man. Who is King Dalindyebo?
Well, he's a king of AbaThembu Nation, Odlomo, Osopicho, based in Oyemyem, Omolomsila. That's Madiba clan. So he leads that nation for some time now, taking over from his father, King Sabata Dalindyebo, one of the very respected traditional leaders within the African National Congress at the time of fighting for the liberation of our country. His father died in exile, having been pushed away by the apartheid system, and he died in 1986, and when he died, and obviously the son Buyelekhaya took over to lead that nation. So he's been a very colorful character. He remains one. He loved by many, but obviously he shakes feathers wherever he goes. So he's a very colorful character. He's very upfront with his views, you know, and he's a very brave man. Even in the political sphere, he's not afraid to say his mind. He is not afraid to fight for what he believes is right for him. He does so for his people as well. There would be people who, if you go to the Eastern Cape now, who tell you about stories of what he did for them. But again, there would be people who would, like the case that we're dealing with right now, people who would tell you about very sad stories of the bad things and very painful things that he did to other people.
Let's just talk about that briefly. What exactly happened?
It's a long case. It happened almost 20 years ago, as you said in your intro. People who were living in his farm. So they had a disagreement with him, and I was made to understand that he was trying to evict them from that, and part of doing that, it became very ruthless because in the process of doing that, some people's houses got burnt down, and I understand that there was somebody who died in the process. So it was quite a very painful experience for the victims of that kind of exercise which he was involved in. Obviously now the court, both the High Court and the Supreme Court of Appeal, both have confirmed his role in those cases.
Chief Talutumo Mtikaka, let me come to you. The king has now been sentenced. Yes, there are plans to appeal, or the appeal is underway. But where to from here for the AbaThembu?
Thank you, Mpho, for the opportunity that you've given the royal family of the kingdom of AbaThembu, the Ngangelizwe royal family in particular. The intention shown by King Zwelibanzi Buyelekhaya Dalindyebo to appeal indicates to the royal family that there will be no activity related to other affairs of the kingdom, rather than only focusing on the legal matters, because it is still a legal matter that he must still clear with the courts. We have, as the royal family of Ngangelizwe, suspended all debates, including succession discussion, up until the Constitutional Court judgment has been delivered.
Okay. Now, obviously, the king has support within the royal family. Am I correct?
In fact, we need Mpho to understand what do we mean when we say royal family. The configuration of the royal family of the kingdom of AbaThembu, we have the great house and other houses. The current era is managed by the royal family of King Ngangelizwe. King Ngangelizwe royal family, I can also agree with you that there is a group which seem to be with the king, and there are members with elders who are maintaining custom. It is as a result of the decision of the elders that we have made a decision that custom will be observed before any other interactions or deliberations are taken.
Okay.
So there is no division other than members who want the status quo to remain. The status quo, Mpho, is nothing other than hiding, using mischievous action to damage a kingdom which King Sabata Dalindyebo and other kings managed to take it to the international level. I can assure you, Mpho, that this matter, it is a matter of the royal family. It has no political elements. It is purely the royal family that takes decision, that instruct, as the royal family instructed in 2014, government to implement certain resolution.
Now, a quick one, are you saying the king must go to jail?
It is exactly how the two groups that we've been speaking about, the group led by the elders, says we must first respect the rule of law before we can think that we are above everything. As a result of that decision which was taken by our royal family, we are saying he must go to court, clear his name, and once his name is cleared, he will be allowed to form part of our deliberation.
But this is a convicted criminal we're talking about, Tata.
It is exactly what our royal family stands for. You cannot be, in fact, found guilty by two senior courts of our land, and you think that we can hide that and say we will be behind you. As he is our nephew, we are behind him as a nephew, but we are not behind him because he has committed crimes.
Okay, so
crimes are individual, and the custom and the kingdom is an institution that must be preserved for the next generation.
All right, I want us to take a quick break, but there's something that I'm not getting from you. Are you saying the king must go to jail?
I am saying justice must be served.
Okay, and in this form, justice being 12 years in prison.
We have accepted as royal family the judgment handed down in the Supreme Court of Appeal in Bloemfontein.
All right, thank you. I'll take that as a yes. For now, we're taking a quick break. When we return, we'll be taking your calls and we'll be talking to Khoshi Tobejane from our Polokwane studios. The numbers to dial 0891104210. This is Question Time.
Breaking news. Clientele is giving more back to our clients. In fact, we are giving it all back.
Yes, all your premiums, every single cent you ever paid on top of your payout amount, in cash, tax-free. This is a South African first. Plans start from only 120 Rand per month.
The Clientele Ultimate Dignity Plan.
The only funeral plan that pays you everything back.
SMS Ultimate to 47025 and we'll call you back.
The road to greatness is not an easy one. It's rough, tough, and full of barriers. And there's only one way to master it. Never, ever stop. Dauntless, the all-new Audi Q7.
Welcome back. You're still watching Question Time. Before we continue, let's have a look at this clip by King Buyelekhaya Dalindyebo.
We spoke about succession in the event of the outcome of the Constitutional Court. So at least the summary was that my son, Azenathi, will come onto the throne in the event of the West. Even if I'm in jail, it's not the end of the road.
That is the man himself. My guest in studio, Tammy Dixon, is our SABC news editor from the Eastern Cape. And in our Polokwane studios, Khoshi Tobejane, who is Controller President. And in our Pretoria studio, we are joined by Chief Daludumo Mtikhaga, AbaThembu Kingdom spokesperson. Khoshi Tobejane, let me come to you. What is Controller's position in as far as this matter is concerned?
Thank you very much, Mpo. Firstly, we wanted to apologize on behalf of the AbaThembu Kingdom to the families that were affected by the event of 95-96. Secondly, the issue relating to King of AbaThembu, it has exposed us as people in South Africa. It has said to us, we have not yet arrived where we wanted to build a South Africa that we all wanted and admired of. Basically being that the current system of judiciary that we are talking about, it has not in itself take into consideration the laws of our own people. We are fully, all of us, aware that we are governed by the laws that are characterized by the Roman Dutch laws,
yes,
the laws that we have inherited from, the Western.
yes.
It is time that we need to take this case and use it to say we need to speed up, to create the laws that speaks to us as the people of South Africa and Africa.
Now,
we cannot forever say we are liberated while our laws does not talk to our identity.
Okay,
because the case before us, Mpo,
yes,
ordinarily it would have been trialed in an African court, and in an African court you would know that our culture is saying, some of them, of course, they are good to be said in our African languages.
Right.
Amongst other, it means, in this case, the court, if it was characterized by who we are, amongst other, we were going to consider saying to the AbaThembu nations, amongst themselves, one of the pillars of the royal family should then avail him or herself to go to jail on behalf of the king. But in the current situation, you can't even talk about that.
Wait a minute, wait a minute, Khoshi Tobojane. I need to interrupt the chief here. I'm sorry. But are you...
not chief.
But what are you saying? Are you saying that an innocent person somewhere should volunteer, or that person will just be picked and you are told to you are not royal blood, therefore you are going to serve time on behalf of the king?
That's why I've said one of the pillar of the kingdom of the AbaThembu, which does not speak to a person you call a commoner. We are talking about people from, the very high hierarchy of the royal house. That person would have not been told by anyone. He or she will know that in this case, I'm going to volunteer to stand. And if it happens, the nation of AbaThembu would then prepare themselves that by the time the person comes back from jail, serving the sentence on behalf of the king, would then be rewarded by the nation, not only king, because the matter of the king and the nation itself, you cannot separate one from another.
Okay.
Because in this case, ordinarily, it means the entire AbaThembu would have been the one to face the law. But because we don't talk about the African law that we have inherited from our forebears, we are talking about the Western laws.
Okay.
That's why we are talking about individual, and we are saying the king alone should face this thing.
Okay, hold it there. Tell me, what is happening in the Eastern Cape in terms of the news? What are the people saying? Are you getting some volunteers saying,
No, this is one issue that people have really frowned upon. Maybe so many years ago, this thing maybe would have been understandable. People now are so immersed in the democracy that we are living in. And what I hear is that people don't believe that this is permissible in the judicial jurisprudence that we have in our country. And it is also not consistent with the provisions of our constitution. You know what I mean? That if you commit a crime and then somebody else must come and serve time on your behalf. It's like somebody made an example that it's like somebody coming and write the exams on your behalf.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it's something that people find it very difficult to understand. So that's the challenge that they are facing and make people to frown upon it.
Hold it there. Bulelani, you're calling us from the Eastern Cape. Welcome to Question Time.
Yes, good evening, sir.
You're welcome.
Yes. I've got a question because now I'm a bit doubting what it is said here in South Africa, no one is above the law.
Mm-hmm.
But the king was sentenced for the first time. According to my understanding, from the onset, he was supposed to go to jail. But why was he given a chance to appeal from the outside? Even now, he's been sentenced again, but still has been given a chance to appeal from the outside. But just for an ordinary South African, if it was me, I would have been taken straight from court to jail. I have nothing against the chief. But my question is, are we not South Africans equal in front of the law? Question number 2 now, from what Lento Khosi Sekamorav just said, now, hey, if you are a commoner, you need to volunteer yourself on behalf of the king. That one, that means it's not oppressive now among the South Africans now. Is it not oppressive?
Okay. Let's just call upon Datumtikaka perhaps to assist us there. The process that led to this second appeal being turned down, obviously this has been going on for quite a long time. What happened?
Mpo, the process which led to the submission to the Supreme Court of Appeal in Bloemfontein was delayed in Amtata, and we raised the concerns, especially which came from the royal family and some of the victims. As a result, we saw some progress in 2015. Mpo, I would like also to answer Nkosi Tobejan, especially his comment. I would like to comment as the member of the royal family. When I am getting worried about how Contralesa thinks, because it is the institution or the organization which should preserve certain principles and values. I am concerned as a member of the royal family of the kingdom of AbaThembu, how he questions the laws. Because in our understanding, for each and every law, the laws are reviewed, and it indicates to us that maybe they are not getting the opportunity to review our laws. Why I'm saying that, I am also very comfortable with the caller from the Eastern Cape, because what he is saying is not applicable in our kingdom. Okay. And kingdoms are unique. Responsibility cannot be transferred. If you've committed crimes, you must go and clear your name. That is the position of the royal family for the kingdom of AbaThembu. Okay. I'm not sure of what other things or mechanisms are there which in fact are applied by our Contralesa.
Okay. Ayanda, you're also calling us from the Eastern Cape. Welcome quickly.
Yes, man. I've got a few things to say, man. You know, one issue of Chief Mtikhaga. Chief Mtikhaga seemed to be on the other side, like the opposing side, who does not go with the king. Why I'm saying that, I'm listening at his comments. At point, it looks like he doesn't agree. You know, I don't know, maybe whether it's because there was once a time whereby his family had that throne. Maybe he wanted that throne to come back to them. I don't know. But that is one thing that I wanted to comment upon. Secondly, is the fact that, yes, it's a disgrace to the AbaThembu nation that our king has been convicted.
Okay.
Yes, I understand it's the laws that governs the country, but I fully agree with the president of the Contralesa, where he says there should have been at least African laws that govern some of the issues related to the kingship.
Okay, Ayanda, thank you very much. We've run out of time, unfortunately. Let me perhaps just come to you quickly. There's now issues of succession in as far as the AbaThembu are concerned. As Contralesa, do you have a role that you're going to be playing in as far as that is concerned, for instance? And what is going to happen? The person who acts whilst the king is in jail, when he comes out, is he still eligible, or because he's got a criminal record, he's no longer eligible to lead the AbaThembu, or what happens there?
The Traditional Leadership Government Framework Act, it's saying any leader, traditional leader who sentenced to 12 months without an option of a fine should be removed from the institution, cannot continue serving the office. Therefore, in terms of that law, it then saying if King of AbaThembu is not going to be able to get a different, judgment from the Constitutional Court, that law is going to be applied. We will always advise any, including the AbaThembu nations.
Okay, thank you very much. Khoshi, I have to thank you. Unfortunately, we have run out of time, but Tatim Tirara, yes or no, is Azenathi therefore in line to take over from his father?
Mpo, what is important, it is not the individual.
Okay.
It is the application of the custom. The custom of the Kingdom of AbaThembu has not been applied. We must first identify the wives.
Okay.
And then we will identify which or who of these wives.
Okay, so clearly, Chief Mtirara, your answer is no to me. Therefore, Azenathi is not necessarily or automatically.
It's no.
Okay, thank you very much. Unfortunately, we've run out of time. Tammy, thank you very much. And indeed, thank you to all my guests. Unfortunately, the time is short. That was it. Goodbye.